Hello, welcome to Edinburgh. My name's Tony. Today we are going to start looking at the top 10 things to do in Edinburgh according to Tripadvisor. How are you? Hope you're happy, healthy and well. Yes, so Edinburgh has a list of the top 10 things to do whilst here in Edinburgh according to people's reviews, people's votes. So I thought it would be interesting as an Edinburgh local to just, it's not quite a review, but to go through them and give you a local's opinion of them. Yeah, sound good? So, it's going to be a two-parter because there's 10. So obviously we will start at 10 and work our way down to 6, and then I'll do another one going from 5 to 1. I should say as well, these are purely my opinions. Other opinions may differ, and it's really, it's not reviews, maybe not so much a good word, because I'm not really going to review them, but I am going to tell you roughly what they're like, and hopefully you can make your own choices when you come here. So let's start. Number 10. Actually, before we start, a little proviso really. If you go into TripAdvisor and you select any attraction in Edinburgh, say you're going to Edinburgh Castle, you will see it's got number 9 of 500 and something things to do in Edinburgh. Spoiler, Edinburgh Castle's at number 9. However, if you click on that list of things to do in Edinburgh, they're in a different order. Edinburgh Castle's way higher up there. The chart that they have, if you click that list, is not updated a lot. It's not updated in real time, whereas if you go onto each individual attraction, the rating you get on the attraction, that's the accurate rating, that's the up-to-date rating. So that's the ratings I'm using, not the chart, because the chart's wrong. I've went into each individual attraction and got an accurate number 10 to number 1. So that's what I'm using as of the end of August 2024. This is the ratings. Okay, let's start at the top. Number 10. The Chocolatarium, right here. I'm so glad this is in the top 10. This is a hidden gem. This is an absolute hidden gem, and it's you know, it's a small little thing off the Royal Mile, off the beaten track. You'll notice most of these top 10 things, bar 1, are kind of on the Royal Mile. Bar 2 are kind of on the Royal Mile. I know this is just off the Royal Mile, but blink and you'll miss it. Blink and you'll miss it. This has got into the top 10 through pure quality. Through pure quality, because it's good. That's how it's got on there. No flash money, no gimmicks, no anything like that. It's got there through hard work and grit and determination. I think this is great. It's great. If you enjoy chocolate, you're interested in it, and you want to just have a fun day, an hour or so out your day, I'd say this is a must. Does it deserve to be in the top 10? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's probably roughly about rightly placed at number 10, but I'm so glad it's in the top 10. So just so you know where to come to, so that if you ever fancy going here, let me just quickly show you. So there is the World's End pub right there. John Knox house just up there, the fudge kitchen there, all bits that I've pointed out to you before. And then as we look down, there's Mimi's Bakehouse right there. So there's a couple of landmarks kind of for you to look for, and you want to go down by the wonders of nature. You want to go down here onto Cranston Street right there, and there it is right there. Tour of chocolate experience, the Chocolatarium, definitely 100%. I think this deserves to be on the list. I think you'll have a great time if you enjoy chocolate. So definitely, this does it deserve on the list? Yes. Great way to start. Great way to start with a little one that you wouldn't expect. So number 9, we got to go back up the top of the Royal Mile. And as I mentioned earlier, number 9, Edinburgh Castle. Yeah, so Edinburgh Castle is number 9. It is the most visited attraction here in Edinburgh, possibly the most visited attraction here in Scotland. It gets a massive amount of people. The Edinburgh Festival just finished, but you can see behind me right now the crowds that are queuing to get in there. You can see that all the seating is still up from the Edinburgh military tattoo right now. They're just starting to take it down. So let's talk about it. Is it cheap? No, it's not. It's not cheap, but you can spend a fair chunk of the day in there. You can get a good chunk of the day in there. Possibly about a good 4 hours, probably, if you take your time. There's a lot of things to see in there. Obviously you can see the honours of Scotland, the crown jewels, Edinburgh's crown jewels, Scotland's crown jewels, the oldest crown jewels in Europe, older than the ones down in London, older than the ones that are actually used. They're beautiful to see. You're not allowed to take any pictures or anything in there, you're not allowed. But if you want history, there's not a massive amount, like the history of the castle. There's large sections that you cannot go into because it is an active military base as well. Military are stationed there. There are barracks and things, I think. So you can't access a lot of it. A lot of it is just out of bounds. There is a lot. It doesn't mean there's not a lot of good things to see. You can see the Great Hall and the War Museum, the National War Memorial in there, which is a massive hall, which has books in it, and it has the names of every soldier since World War I, Scottish soldier since World War I, that has fallen in battle. So there's lots of things to see and do. There's a beautiful cafe. There's the dungeons. You can go down to the dungeons that are there. And of course the 1 o'clock gun, which goes off, funnily enough, at 1 o'clock every day. Get your space quick, that gets busy. But is it worth a visit? Is it worth visiting? Well, yeah, I think if it's your very first time, or if you're only ever planning to come to Edinburgh once, I think you have to visit one of two places, either Edinburgh Castle or Holyrood Palace. You need to go to one of them. You can quite easily get nice pictures of the castle from the side and from the front as well. If it's not your thing, you just want nice castles, then you know you can get them from the front. But I would say it's probably accurately placed, roughly around about 9. And in the top 10 is definitely where it should be. So, is it worth it? Yeah. Is it expensive? Yeah. We'll have a look at the price in just a second on my way out. If you're coming here more than once, if you're planning to come back, I wouldn't do it on your first visit. If you're only ever planning to come to Scotland or Edinburgh once, tick at least one of them off the list. Holyrood Palace or Edinburgh Castle. Okay, funny one, number 8. Number 8, the Royal Mile. Yeah. Don't adjust your computer or your TV or whatever you're watching this on. The Royal Mile is number 8. The street itself. Now, do I think it deserves to be on the top 10? No, I don't, actually. For things to do, I think there are things to do on the street, which are great. Tours, but just the street itself, I don't think it belongs on a things to do list. I think there are things to do on the thing to do, but I don't think you can count the street. Because you're not... I think it's a difficult thing for you to be able to come and enjoy yourself. You can come and you can... If you're one of these people that's happy to come with a guidebook, because I'm not looking at these as things to do on your own. You know what I mean? If you're happy to come with a guidebook or a camera, if you're a photographer and you want to come and take pictures, absolutely. Absolutely. You'll get incredible pictures and you will get to see beautiful buildings and things like that. However, entertain yourself on a street for a long period of time. That's what we're looking at it as. How can you entertain yourself on a street for a long time? And I think if you don't know a lot about the place, you're going to find that difficult. You know what I mean? Is the Royal Mile great? Yes. Do I love it? Absolutely. I tell you stories about it all the time. If you were coming here on your own, do I think it needs to be, or in a family, do I think it needs to be on the top 10 list? No, I don't. You're going to come here, you're going to do things on the Royal Mile, but I don't think it should be something on the list, to be completely honest. I absolutely think you should come to the Royal Mile, enjoy it, and enjoy the sights and enjoy the buildings and things, but I don't think it should be on the list of the top 10. Let's face it, you're going to do it. You're going to do the Royal Mile. This isn't one you would choose, you know what I mean? You can't come to Edinburgh, see things, do things, and not be on the Royal Mile. It's just a difficult one to entertain yourself. So, do I think the Royal Mile's good? Yes. Do I think it should be at number, whatever it was, 8 on the list? No, I don't think it should. Because it needs to be, it's too vague, is what I'm saying. It needs to be narrowed down. Does it mean taking pictures on the Royal Mile? Yes. Does it mean watching street performers during the festival during the Royal Mile? On the Royal Mile? Yes. Does it mean looking at beautiful buildings? Yes, but it's too vague. I don't think it should be in the top 10 list. However, it is something good to do. You're going to come here, let's face it, you're going to come here. And okay, bonus points, it's free. It's free on the Royal Mile. You can spend, if you're quite happy sitting and just people watching, sitting, chilling, I'll give it points for that. Now, number 7 on our list takes us literally right to the bottom of the Royal Mile. Holyrood Palace, no surprise that this one's on here. I would say Edinburgh Castle and Holyrood Palace being in the latter end of the top 10, I'm okay with, to be completely honest. I love them. I think they're definitely supposed to be in the top 10. However, I think they would be getting a higher rating purely because of what they are instead of how good they are, if they were any higher, if that makes sense. So let's talk about Holyrood Palace. Is it worth a visit? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I would say that if you enjoy history, if you want your Edinburgh history, you're probably going to appreciate Holyrood Palace more than Edinburgh Castle. And truthfully, they both kind of do it in the same way, because although Edinburgh Castle has tours, they have guides that will do walk rounds, not a lot, a couple of times a day, not a massive amount. Truthfully, they both rely on one thing, and that's headsets that you control yourself. Headsets with different languages, and you can go around and control yourself. So they've both got that. And it's been a long time since I've done the one at Edinburgh Castle. However, we did, both of us, me and Kirsten did Holyrood Palace a couple of years ago now, but we both loved it. We both loved it. We thought it was far more historical than Edinburgh Castle. Possibly because Edinburgh Castle became more symbolic and Holyrood Palace became more of a residential thing with all the kings and queens. So, like in there is Mary Queen of Mary Queen of Scots bed. You can't even get into a bedroom or anything like that, a royal bedroom up in Edinburgh Castle. There's a plaque on the ground where Rizzio fell, and if you don't know who that is, then you need to do it to find out anyway, you know what I mean? I've never really done that story, but there's actual, tangible history that you're probably more aware of than Edinburgh Castle. I'm not saying it's not great. I love Edinburgh Castle, it's my castle. But I think if you want to enjoy some Edinburgh history and in that sort of setting, I think Holyrood Palace is better. Does it deserve to be on the list? Absolutely. Do I think it's fairly well placed? Yes, I do. Definitely worth a visit. But like I said, if you're going to visit, unless and that is really your thing and you want to go to them both, I think you're okay going to one and not the other. But then even saying that, if you're on that sort of holiday and you want to go to one, you probably want to go to another, but you'd be okay getting away with one. It depends what you want. If you want views and you want the prestige of Edinburgh Castle, then of course. But if you want a bit more history, I would go to Holyrood Palace. And remember, that is the residence where the royal family stay in Edinburgh when they're here. They don't stay in the castle, they stay in the palace. So, worth a visit. Okay, back up the top of the Royal Mile now. Number 6, the Camera Obscura. Right there. I love this. I love the Camera Obscura. I think it is very well placed in the top 10. It's a great family attraction. It is a great family attraction. The best way to probably describe it is a fun house. But it's not like a run through. There's different levels and there's different things to do. There's a hall of mirrors. It's an optical illusion kind of place. And right at the very top there is the Camera Obscura, which is it's quite old. It's quite old actually. I want to say about 100 years old, which uses light refraction to give a projection of the city on a kind of inverted, on a bowl in front of you on a table. I hope that's an accurate description of it. If you're not sure what a Camera Obscura is, go look it up, because that's the best description I give at the top of my head. It's a great visit. Definitely, if you've got kids, if you've got family, this is the thing to do. This is definitely one of the things to do in Edinburgh. You'll have a great time. You can spend a good 2 hours in there, I would imagine. Probably an hour to 2 hours you could get away with in there, so it would take a good chunk of your day. Again, this is not a free attraction. You have to pay for this one. I'll show you I'll go over and just put in some images now of the kind of things you get to do in there. But yes, if you've got kids and you're looking for something fun for them to do, this is definitely on there. Number 6, Camera Obscura. I don't really have anything bad to say. The only thing just to say is try to book online. I would definitely recommend booking online for a lot of these. I should have said it for a few of them. Castle as well, I should have booked online. But definitely book online if you're coming during a very touristy season. It fills up very, very quickly. It can have queues down the road. So yeah, but look, this is what it's like. You can see it's all these kind of fun optical illusions and those sort of electric things from like Frankenstein movies that you get to touch and pretend your head's on a table, and that's the Camera Obscura. Just using light refraction, it does a projection of the city on. See, it's all very clever. So definitely, if you've got kids, definitely one to do. And there you have number 10 to number 6. Hopefully that will help you on your visit. Join me next week where we'll do number 5 to number 1. If you've enjoyed this, like, share, subscribe, and as always, bye humans.